Force yourself to take action, because thought alone changes nothing, because dreams die in the absence of movement. You can think of greatness all day, you can envision your empire in silence, but until you take the first step, your vision remains a private fantasy. Action is the bridge between your mind and the world. Action is the proof that you believe yourself. When you remain still, doubts multiply. When you move, confidence takes root. You don't wait for confidence to act, you act to become confident. Every giant leap began with a hesitant step, but the difference is they took that step. Discipline your mind to obey your decisions. Stop seeking motivation for every move. Motivation fades like morning dew, but discipline stands like a mountain. When you feel fear, move into it. When you feel doubt, act anyway, because fear dissolves under the force of action, because doubt shrinks in the face of decisions executed. Your mind wants comfort, but your destiny demands conquest. Don't let comfort bury your potential. Don't let ease become your cage. Greatness is built in moments of forced action. You will never feel ready. Ready is a myth invented by fear. The only readiness that exists is your decision to start. Success begins the moment you act, not before, not after 100 books, not after 1,000 plans, but in the instant you step forward. You don't become powerful by thinking about power. You become powerful by taking actions that prove your power. Prove it today. Force yourself to take action, because the world only respects what you execute, not what you intended. Your life is a testimony of what you do, not what you think about doing. Act now. Move now. Become the person who commands life with movement. Force yourself to take action, and watch your reality transform under your feet. Action is the bridge between dreams and reality. Without action, your dreams remain invisible shadows. They float within you, haunting your mind, whispering what could be, but never showing themselves to the world. Action gives your dreams a body, a structure that others can see, a presence that commands respect. Thinking alone will never build your empire. Thinking alone will never feed your family. Thinking alone will never free your soul from regret. You must act even when your mind trembles with doubt, even when your heart questions your worth. Because the world does not reward silent brilliance, it rewards executed ideas. Action is the hammer that shapes your intentions into form. Action is the fire that forges your vision into steel. Without action, your potential decays. Without action, your power weakens in darkness. Every great leader, every powerful mind, was separated from the ordinary by a simple truth. They acted when others froze. They moved when others hesitated. They stepped forward when comfort pulled them back. Action is not always glorious. Often it feels small, unnoticed, like silent sacrifices made in empty rooms, but these small movements build unbreakable momentum. Dreams remain distant when you treat them as distant. They come closer with every deliberate action. You want to build your future, but your future waits on the other side of consistent execution. Every plan needs a footstep to validate it. Every idea demands movement to give it life. You think you need a perfect plan, but perfection is the enemy of movement. You need courage to begin, because movement refines your plan along the way. It is in motion that clarity comes. It is in movement that purpose sharpens. Standing still only clouds your judgment. When you act, the fog clears. When you act, the next step reveals itself. You must understand this law of life. Nothing comes to the one who waits forever. Life responds to the one who advances with conviction. You are the architect of your reality, but your designs remain mere sketches until your actions build their walls. Action is the bridge between the sketches in your mind and the monuments that stand in your name. Force yourself to act, because you owe it to the dreams that chose you. You owe it to the talents buried within your chest, screaming for release through purposeful motion. Do not let your vision rot in your mind. Do not let your talents wither in unused silence. Every day you delay action, you strengthen the grip of fear upon your spirit. Every day you choose comfort over execution, you lose a piece of your confidence. Because confidence is built upon the bricks of action, with every movement you become stronger, with every risk you grow more certain. There is no growth in stagnation. There is no reward in paralysis. Your life changes only when your actions change. No affirmation will replace what execution creates. No dream board will replace what daily discipline achieves. You must move, even if it is a small step, even if it is silent and unseen by others, because the smallest action is greater than the grandest intention, because movement, no matter how humble, builds the pathway that your future self will walk upon. Action is the bridge between your silent prayers and the world's loud applause. Act not because you feel ready, act because your destiny depends upon it. Act because life waits for no one, and reality only bends to the will of those who force themselves to take the first step without the guarantee of the second. This is how dreams become real, not through thought alone, but through the relentless, disciplined, fearless force of action. Inaction breeds doubt, action breeds confidence. When you do nothing, your mind becomes your enemy. It whispers of your weaknesses, it highlights your failures, it magnifies your fears into monsters. Because in stillness, doubt thrives. In stillness, your mind invents obstacles. In stillness, you believe the lies of your limitations. But when you act, something shifts within. When you move, your mind aligns with your purpose. When you take a single step, your doubt loses its authority over you. Confidence is never gifted. It is forged through repetitive courage. It is built by doing what you feared and realizing you survived. Confidence is not the absence of fear. It is the trust you build in yourself despite fear. But you can never build that trust in inaction. When you wait, you weaken your spirit. When you hesitate, you train your mind to disobey your goals. Every delayed action strengthens your self-doubt. Every avoided task deepens your insecurities, because your mind watches you. It learns from your behavior. When you choose comfort, your mind decides you are not worthy of risk. When you avoid the hard things, your mind decides you are not capable of them. But when you act despite fear, your mind remembers your power. When you force yourself to do the uncomfortable, your mind registers your strength. This is why action breeds confidence, because confidence is not a thought, it is an earned belief grounded in action. You do not wake up confident, you wake up with a choice: remain in doubt or build confidence through action. Inaction is a betrayal of your potential. It is a rejection of the power given to you at birth. You were not born to stand still in self-created prisons. You were born to test yourself against the edges of your fears. You were born to break through what limits you, but the chains of doubt tighten with every unexecuted plan. You will never think yourself into confidence. You will only act yourself into confidence, because your confidence grows from proof, and proof is built by movement. If you fear public speaking, speak, and confidence will follow. If you fear confrontation, confront, and confidence will follow. If you fear decision making, decide, and confidence will follow. The first time may tremble your voice. The second time may shake your hands. The third time may quake your heart. But by the 10th time, you will stand like a pillar in the storm, because confidence is constructed, not imagined. It is disciplined into you by repeated bravery. When you understand this, you will stop waiting to feel confident before you move. You will move to become confident. This is why action is the bridge, and inaction is the chasm that swallows your dreams. Your mind wants to protect you from discomfort, but your spirit wants to free you through discomfort. Each time you choose action over hesitation, you align with your spirit's desire for growth. Each time you choose movement over doubt, you forge a stronger foundation of trust in yourself. Your confidence is the result of what you do, not what you plan to do. Your confidence is the echo of your executed decisions, not your silent intentions. You cannot build confidence by reading alone. You cannot build confidence by listening alone. You build confidence by becoming the one who moves, the one who speaks, the one who decides, the one who risks, the one who executes despite fear. Every act of courage, no matter how small, leaves a mark on your soul, a mark that says, I can rely on myself. This is the essence of confidence, knowing you will act when you must, trusting yourself to move when others freeze. Because inaction breeds doubt, but action breeds confidence that can never be stolen from you. Discipline your mind to obey your decisions, because confidence built through action means nothing if your mind refuses to follow through. Your mind is a powerful servant, but a dangerous master. If you let it roam undisciplined, it will betray your goals for comfort. It will whisper distractions when you plan your empire. It will tempt you with pleasure when you need focus. It will sabotage your progress with invisible resistance. You must discipline your mind to obey your decisions, because decisions are nothing without execution. A decision made today, if not acted upon, becomes another forgotten promise. Your mind will invent justifications, it will argue for rest, it will rationalize procrastination, because it seeks comfort over conquest, but your spirit seeks conquest over comfort. This is the war within you, mind chasing comfort, spirit demanding growth. Discipline is the force that aligns your mind with your spirit. It is the silent command that says, we move regardless of feeling. Discipline is waking up when your body craves sleep, working when your emotions crave distraction, executing when your fears crave avoidance. Because discipline is not about feeling like doing it, it is doing it whether you feel like it or not. You cannot trust your mind to guide you without discipline, because the undisciplined mind seeks pleasure over purpose. It seeks ease over excellence. It seeks safety over significance. Your decisions are the declarations of your destiny, but only discipline turns them into reality. When you say you will rise early, discipline ensures your body obeys. When you say you will train, discipline silences the excuses. When you say you will study, discipline removes all distractions. This obedience to your own decisions builds an unbreakable character, because the disciplined mind becomes your greatest ally. It no longer argues against your goals, it becomes the executor of your goals. Imagine a life where your mind serves your decisions without complaint, without hesitation, without rebellion. That life is built through disciplined practice. Every time you force yourself to follow through, you train your mind to obey. Every time you keep your promise to yourself, you build inner respect, and inner respect is the foundation of self-belief. Because if you do not respect your own commands, you will never believe in your own power. Discipline is self-respect in action. It is the practice of honoring your decisions without needing external motivation. Most people live as slaves to their feelings, moving only when inspired, acting only when it is easy, quitting when it becomes hard. But disciplined minds create unstoppable lives, because they act regardless of inspiration. They act when it is hard, they act when it is painful, they act because their decisions are final. You must become this person, the one whose decisions are law within their own life, because without discipline your confidence fades. Because without discipline your actions become inconsistent, and without consistency your power dissolves. Discipline is the force that builds empires brick by brick, day by day, evening by evening, sacrifice by sacrifice. Discipline silences the chaos of the undirected mind. It cuts through the noise of endless thoughts. It focuses all energy into the path you chose. You want freedom, but freedom is built through disciplined obedience to your goals. The undisciplined live under the tyranny of impulse. The disciplined live under the sovereignty of purpose. Decide who you will be. Train your mind to obey your commands, as a warrior trains his sword to obey his grip. Because a mind disciplined to obey decisions becomes the most lethal weapon in your pursuit of greatness. Fear dissolves when you move forward despite it, because fear is not defeated by thought, it is defeated by movement. When you stand still, fear grows larger in your mind. When you hesitate, fear multiplies into chaos. When you remain silent, fear roars louder within. But the moment you act, fear begins to shrink, because fear feeds on your stillness. It survives on your indecision. It thrives in your hesitation. When you move forward despite fear, you cut its roots from your mind. Fear was never designed to stop you. It was designed to test you. It stands before you like a gatekeeper, guarding the entrance to your growth. But when you walk through it, you realize it was only smoke. You realize it had no substance, no strength beyond what you gave it. Fear is an illusion made powerful by your attention. Ignore it, it fades. Confront it, it dissolves, but obey it, and it enslaves you. Discipline taught you to obey your decisions. Now courage teaches you to move despite fear. These two forces combined make you unstoppable. Because courage is not the absence of fear, it is the refusal to let fear decide your path. Each time you act despite trembling hands, you build silent courage. Each time you speak despite shaking voice, you break fear's control over your future. Fear never fully disappears, it evolves with your growth, but your courage strengthens beyond it. People wait for fear to leave before they act, not knowing action is the force that dissolves it. You fear failure, but when you act and fail, you realize failure did not destroy you. You fear rejection, but when you act and face rejection, you realize rejection did not erase you. You fear embarrassment, but when you act and feel embarrassed, you realize embarrassment did not kill you. Action reveals the truth that fear was always an exaggeration within your mind, because in movement you see reality clearly. In stillness, your imagination becomes your prison. Do not let imagined fears block your real progress. Move even when your body resists. Move even when your mind protests. Move because the pain of fear is temporary, but the pain of regret is eternal. Every powerful individual you admire moved forward despite their fear. They felt it in their chest, in their throat, in their stomach, but they acted anyway, and through that action they gained mastery over their own mind. Fear is your opportunity to build power. It is your test of worthiness for the life you desire. Because if you are not willing to walk through fear, you are not ready to hold greatness. Greatness demands courage in the face of fear. It demands movement through trembling shadows. It demands you act even when every cell in your body screams to run. And when you do, you emerge stronger, clearer, braver than before, because fear dissolves in the light of action, fear dissolves in the heat of discipline, fear dissolves in the force of your forward momentum. Every step you take despite fear is a declaration that your spirit commands your life, not your survival instincts. You were not born to live hidden in comfort. You were born to rise, to lead, to create, to conquer the invisible enemies within you. Move forward despite fear, because what stands beyond it is the life you truly want.